Welcome back to K-Drama Flash. In this video, we return to the 2007 K-drama entitled Bad Couple. When we left off, Dangja was told she was not actually pregnant but was experiencing fake pregnancy symptoms. Han-young refused to divorce her cheating husband of 10 years and enlist the help of model Jun-soo to make Yoon-suk jealous. Will Gi-chan decide to take Dangja back? Will Han-young agree to divorce Yoon-suk? Will Dangja finally get pregnant? Stay tuned and find out. Han-young and Jun-soo continue to follow Yoon-suk and Se-yeon on dates. While they are hanging out, Jun-soo also sets a mission to help Han-young regain her confidence. He helps her get a job at one of his stores as a sales associate. Han-young decides to cut off her hair. Meanwhile, Se-yeon starts to get suspicious of these constant encounters with Han-young and Jun-soo. Yoon-suk starts to become jealous of the relationship between Han-young and Jun-soo. Yoon-suk hires a private investigator to find out information on Jun-soo and to tail the couple on their dates. Gi-chan meets with Dangja and both end up getting drunk again. The two slept together that night, resulting in Dangja getting pregnant this time. Dangja does not tell Gi-chan about the pregnancy but agrees to date him as she has feelings for Gi-chan. Gi-chan brings Dangja home to meet his family shortly after they begin the relationship. Gi-chan's parents want Gi-chan to marry his childhood friend An Jun-suk. Jung-suk considers Gi-chan her first love and wants to marry him. Having grown up in the same town and knowing the duty of being a first son's wife, Jung-suk begins training to become a dutiful housewife and daughter-in-law. Dangja feels she cannot compete with Jung-suk because Jung-suk was willing to give up her career for the marriage and Dangja isn't willing to give up her job. Jung-suk also admits that Gi-chan is her first love and the only man she wants to marry. Dangja decides to leave the trip early and break up with Gi-chan again. This time because she feels that Jung-suk was a better match for him. After a few failed attempts to get Dangja back, Gi-chan begrudgingly agrees to marry Jung-suk. Over the next few months, Gi-chan and Dangja do not have much contact with each other. However, while 5 months pregnant, Dangja is informed that she has ovarian cancer and she must choose to abort the baby and have a hysterectomy or she will die. Do-soon and Yong-gu try to convince Dangja to abort the baby but she refuses. Do-soon is eventually able to convince Dangja to try to win Gi-chan back because if she dies, the baby would at least be with her father. Se-yeon discovers that Yoon-suk hired a private investigator to follow his ex-wife and her new pretend boyfriend around. This is the final straw for Se-yeon, and she ends the affair with Yoon-suk. Se-yeon moves to the States for a medical residency. Yoon-suk then decides to move back into the house he shares with Han-young and try to win her back, but it's too late. Han-young and Jun-soo grew closer during this time and Jun-soo confesses his love to Han-young. Han-young likes Jun-soo, but she is still married to Yoon-suk. She is also afraid to trust another man. Jun-soo waits outside of Han-young's apartment for a few days until she agrees to accept his love. At first, she tries to hold out and asks him to stop, but she starts to feel bad when he waits outside for her during a thunderstorm. She runs outside to him with her umbrella and the couple finally kiss. Dangja tries various tactics to get Gi-chan back, but none of them prove to be successful. Jung-suk grows tired of Dangja's meddling and challenges Dangja to make a snack for Gi-chan while he works overtime. The meal he likes best would be the winner. While displaying the meal to Gi-chan, Dangja starts to feel nauseous and Jung-suk suspects that Dangja is pregnant. Unable to shake this idea, Jung-suk goes to Dangja's house to ask her herself. Dangja is almost successful in throwing Jung-suk off her trail except for Dangja's practice baby starts crying. Jung-suk discovers Dangja's baby clothes and toys. Dangja confesses to being pregnant but tells Jung-suk that she has decided to give up on Gi-chan after he expressed that he wanted to remain loyal to Jung-suk. Jung-suk becomes jealousy of the intimacy Dangja and Gi-chan shared. She brings him to a hotel where Gi-chan rejects Jung-suk's advances and Jung-suk accidentally tells Gi-chan that she knows that Dangja and he slept together. Embarrassed, Gi-chan goes to Dangja's house to confront her. When he arrives, he tells her he's disappointed she would share that information with his fiancée. Dolsun overhears the conversation and tells Gi-chan that Dangja is pregnant with his child and he should not be upset with Dangja. Gi-chan leaves and gets drunk. Jung-suk is called to pick him up from the bar, and while he sleeps, he mumbles repeatedly that he's sorry to Dangja. Jung-suk realizes she should let Gi-chan go. Jung-suk calls off their engagement and decides to move back to Egypt to continue her studies. Gi-chan goes to Dangja's house and offers to get back together with her, but Dangja refuses as she does not want Gi-chan to be with her just because of the baby, but because he loves her. With the shoe on the other foot, Yoon-suk refuses to divorce Han-young. Despite Junsu's visits to Yoon-suk's office and Han-young telling Yoon-suk that she no longer wants to be with him. Eventually, Yoon-suk agrees to a divorce, but he wants custody of their son Chan. Han-young refuses to agree to those terms. She meets with Junsu and tells him she has no intention of getting remarried after she gets divorced, and she wants to live alone with her son. Junsu visits Yoon-suk and tells him about his plans to move to the States for business. He tells Yoon-suk he does not have to worry about him being in Chan's life. Yoon-suk agrees to divorce Han-young and they part ways. Dangja receives a call from Jung-suk telling her that Gi-chan loves Dangja and has only ever loved her. Dangja goes to Gi-chan's home and they make up. Gi-chan becomes more involved with baby preparation, but Dangja does not tell Gi-chan about her ovarian cancer. Gi-chan finds out about her having cancer through Yoon-suk. Yoon-suk accidentally shares the news but asks Gi-chan to convince her to have the surgery. Yoon-suk explains to Gi-chan that if Dangja does not have the surgery soon, she will die. Only a miracle could save Dangja and her baby. Dangja continues to refuse treatment and she ends up in the hospital due to complications. Gi-chan seeks approval to marry Dangja from his parents and his father finally approves after a few weeks. Gi-chan surprises Dangja with a wedding at his parents' home. The show ends with Dangja in the hospital and the return of Seon from the US. Seon explains a new treatment that could help save Dangja and her baby. They show Dangja on the way to the operating room, then the story jumps ahead several years. Han-young and Yoon-suk are successfully co-parenting Chan. Junsu calls Han-young to tell her he is coming back to Korea. Dolsun and Yoongu are still happily married and Yoongu is a successful photographer. Lastly, we see Gi-chan and his daughter at the arboretum. Gi-chan asks where her mother is and Dangja rounds the corner. Dangja then asks where their son went. The baby then crawls onto the dock the family is standing on. The story ends with a serene view of the family on the dock. What do you think of the ending? Were your predictions correct? Please let us know in the comments. Also, remember to like and subscribe to K-Drama Flash for more K-Drama related videos.